Hello, this is Wild One. I have a package, got it in the mail today. I'm 99.99% sure I know what's in here. If what I expect is not in here, then this will be a really short video and I won't upload it. But I have been waiting for this one for a while. Now I'm going to do an unboxing of this puppy. Ever since Eldritch Horror came out, they've been releasing small box, big box expansions, kind of like they did with Arkham Horror before that. I am a huge fan of Arkham Horror, and it took a while for me to warm up to Eldritch Horror because it took a lot of what I felt like was the intimacy of the story away, because it became a globetrotting story, and it wasn't set entirely within Arkham where you had local investigators or investigators coming in from out of town. And it was missing a lot of the, you know, they took the money out, they took all these other things out, but a lot of people complained that that added too much complexity to the game, and it's true, and it made setup times for Arkham Horror really huge, especially when you started bringing in expansions, both small and big box expansions. So one of my favorite, if not for certain my favorite, small box expansion from Arkham Horror was the King in Yellow expansion. And after Eldritch Horror, I was waiting and waiting and waiting for them to bring out basically the equivalent of that for Eldritch Horror. And I believe they finally have. This is the Signs of Carcosa expansion. Carcosa, as you should know, if you know it's not really Lovecraftian horror, because it's another, I can't remember the author's name who wrote The King in Yellow, but Carcosa is the realm of the King in Yellow. The ancient one is He Who Shall Not Be Named. I'm going to name him. It's Haster. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I get cursed just because I used his name. He Who Shall Not Be Named was a term coined long before it was used to identify Voldemort without using his name. So let's get the shrink wrap off of here. We're going to see what's in this puppy. So let's open her up. We've got our usual Fantasy Flight catalog. They're really pushing X-Wing still, especially after Force Awakens. They created an X-Wing Force Awakens version where you can actually get Poe Dameron. And Poe Dameron, if I recall, he has a pilot skill of 10. He's the first pilot to have a pilot skill of 10. Anyway, that's the Fantasy Flight stuff. Here's the rule book, or the rule pamphlet, if you will, showing all the new components. Lots and lots of new components. More investigators, thank goodness. The downside of these expansions is they only usually ever include one ancient one. Eldritch Horror has been really skimpy on what it provides. The thing I loved about Arkham Horror when I first got it was that it came with 16 investigators to choose from and 8 ancient ones, or great old ones, some people refer to them. And Eldritch Horror had 12 investigators and only 4 ancient ones. And then soon after that you got the Yig expansion, and then finally Mountains of Madness and the first big box expansion, and then the others that follow. I have them all: Strange Remnants, Under the Pyramids, all of those small and big box expansions. So it looks like in this Ziploc bag we've got our new ancient one and our investigators. Aster. Right there. The unspeakable one, and yet I continue to speak his name. So there are his flowing yellow robes. And he kind of follows what the King in Yellow expansion follows, these concept of acts. So the mysteries are actually well, when I get to the mystery cards, I'm sure they're actually referring to acts in the play, In the King in Yellow expansion, there's a timer in terms of the acts, and so there's a first act, second act, and then the third act card is kind of silly because the third act card, all it says is the investigators lose the game. There's like, why would you just print a card that says that? I don't know. So we got 4 new investigators here. We've got Dexter Drake, the magician. I was wondering where he was. Jenny Barnes, the dilettante. Again, the rich socialite, the one who in Arkham Horror had a trust fund that kept her financially solvent. There's Michael McGlenn, our gangster. It's great to see some of these investigators from Arkham Horror and Elder Sign making their presence here finally. And Wendy Adams, the urchin. Yeah, Michael McGlenn, obviously the muscle. He's got the most stamina. Dexter's got the most sanity. Actually tied for Wendy with the most sanity. Great, that's cool. New punch cards, or new punch outs. There's the investigators. The impairment tokens, which actually there were impairment tokens in another expansion, so the Signs of Carcosa explains the impairment rules in case you didn't buy the other expansion that included those. I believe that was Strange Remnants. I can't remember. Looks like we've got some new monsters here. Let's see if I can rip this puppy open and see what sort of new stuff we've got here. Some monsters and a couple epics. I'm assuming one of the epics is the King in Yellow. Or I should say, actually, there's probably a Haster epic. Because some of these actually involve, like if you fail to resolve all the mysteries in time, then the ancient one actually spawns in the world. So yeah, in this case we have one of the epics is the, if I can get it to focus there, the spawn of Haster, and then the other epic is a rogue Baiki. Looks like we've got some, I haven't seen a firebug before. Hunting Baiki. Deep One Hybrid, I've seen those before. Crazed Mob, and then a couple cultists. You always gotta have more cultists. Alright. Cards, lots of cards. Stands for the investigators. These stands pile up, you know, because you don't play with more than 8 players, and so they just keep adding stands in all of the in the core and expansions, and obviously you end up using the extra stands for holding monsters. The only downside of the stands is, of course, it ruins the, if you're not careful with what you stick in the stands, you can damage the tokens. So we've got a bunch of new cards here. It's funny that I like that they used basically the yellow sign symbol that they used in the King in Yellow expansion for Arkham Horror. They used the same one there. You can see it. So these are, oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side of those. So those are the outcomes of debt conditions, actually. Looks like, oh, there's a Dark Pact, there's a Blessed, and a Cursed. Okay, so there's some new negative outcomes. These are artifacts we've got. Looks like we've got a bunch of new assets. We've got a Tommy gun, that's great. Flamethrower, awesome. Some new spells, binding spells, Mind's Eye. Summon Baiki, that's an interesting one. So yeah, so the Baikis are obviously, they're traditionally flying monsters, but it's a ritual spell, and what it allows you to do is move to a space of your choice within 2 spaces, which means that you have summoned a Baiki to aid you in traveling. So the Baiki comes down, snatches you, and drops you off. That's pretty awesome. We've got some unique assets. These are, look like these are all allies. So we have some new allies here. All unique assets. And then we've got some new tasks. More tasks, more tasks. Alright, and then we have our condition cards. So I was looking at the back side of these. So we have some more blights. I'm sorry, these are new. Okay, so we haven't had blights before. This is a new condition. This is a new Bane condition. Blight also was something that was introduced in the King in Yellow expansion in Arkham Horror, except there the Blight actually caused you to lose allies. Or I'm sorry, lose potential allies or lose shopkeepers or things like that. We've got a new deal called the Promise of Power. We have a wanted condition. I don't recall if that's new or not. That's a pursuit condition. We have elusive. That's a talent. That sounds like a new keyword to me. I don't know if we've had talent conditions before. Martial prowess. These are new. So resilient, skullduggery. Yeah, they've introduced an entirely new type of condition. It's called a talent condition. Studious, and then finally here's the new cards that basically are like King in Yellow specific type cards. So there's the deck condition that has a Carcosa related Reckoning Effect, Dark Pact, Blessed, and Cursed. Alright, that's pretty awesome. So there's all the new cards. The little cards anyway. Big cards! This looks like some new Mythos cards. New Mythos cards. Lots of new Mythos cards, actually. Holy crap, that's a lot of new Mythos cards. I don't know if I've ever had this many Mythos cards in an expansion. Well, maybe the big box ones, but small box expansions? Wow. That's a lot. There's actually a particular event called Yellow Sign. The lead investigator loses all of his sanity unless the investigators as a group spend 2 clues. And then it says the sanity loss cannot be prevented. I wonder what that means. I guess that means that if you can't spend 2 clues, then if you have like a special effect or something that allows you to reduce your lost sanity, you can't use it. Wow, yeah, all sorts of new Mythos cards. That's pretty cool. There's probably some rumors that are specific to King Yellow. Actually, there's one here that's bargaining with Nyarlathotep, which was renamed to Nephrin Ka, or at least my understanding anyway, is that Nephrin Ka is basically the same ancient one as Nyarlathotep. So he came in the under the Pyramids expansion. So got some new Prelude cards. I haven't really messed too much with the Prelude cards before, but we have the King in Yellow Prelude. It's probably the one people are going to want to use first. Probably the most popular of the 4 new Preludes. They're in here. And then we have our special encounters deck for Haster. That's what these all are. All of the special encounter cards for Haster. Yep, these all say King in Yellow. Oh wait, here we go. So we've got King in Yellow, and then we've got Cities on the Lake. And Unspeakable One. Ooh. Alright. And then one more baggie. Research encounter cards for Haster. I assume research encounters and mystery cards are in here, so there's the research encounter cards for Haster. I kind of don't want to be spoiled. I've been looking at the faces of these cards and kind of reading stuff, and I shouldn't. I'd like to be surprised. Here's some more gate cards. Here are the mystery cards. There should be, I believe, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, there's 8. I wonder if that means the next big box expansion will introduce 2 new mystery cards for all of the, what we would call the legacy ancient ones, because all of the ancient ones, previous ancient ones, I have 6 mystery cards for, and not 8. So we've got some new expeditions and some new general encounter cards, and then of course new location specific encounter cards for the different regions of the world. Alright, that's kind of it. About what I was going to expect from a small box expansion. They usually only introduce 1 new ancient one and 4 more investigators, and then some additional cards to expand existing decks, and then also creating new decks such as Haster's mystery deck, his special encounters deck, and his research encounter deck. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and maybe it'll encourage you to, if you're already a fan of Eldritch Horror, to purchase this expansion, because I was really looking forward to this, and it's been a long time waiting. I was disappointed that Haster didn't come out earlier, but he's out now, so I'm really looking forward to trying this out. My next playthrough is not going to be Eldritch Horror, though. I'm actually planning on, I'll go ahead and give a sneak preview here. My next playthrough, I intend to do Darkest Night, so I already have it sitting over here ready to go. When I'm ready to get the energy up to start another set of playthrough videos, I am going to play through Darkest Night, which is a very fun, it can be cooperative, but can easily be played solo. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see on my channel, please subscribe. You'll get notifications on any new videos that I post. And until next time, this is Wild One signing off.